Hello friends, today I'm going to show you how to use a multi-protocol gateway in the Datapower. This is a series of tutorials wherein I'm introducing you to the Datapower and introducing you about how to configure various objects on the Datapower. So in this session we will see how to configure the multi-protocol gateway and how to utilize its capabilities. Before we go ahead, the agenda for today's session is twofold. One in which we will get acquaintance about the capabilities of multi-protocol gateway, and the second in next few minutes we will also see how to configure one such capability of multi-protocol gateway. So to start with, multi-protocol gateway is a very versatile object in the Datapower, and you can say it's the most powerful object in the Datapower. So it has various capabilities. It truly lives by its name. So first of all, let's see why it is called multi-protocol gateway. The primary task of a multi-protocol gateway is to convert one protocol from another. So for example, let's say that you want your clients to be on HTTPS, but you do not want your backend system to be on HTTPS. You want to be them on the HTTP. In that case, you will use a multi-protocol gateway as a SSL termination endpoint, such that your clients will connect to this object in a HTTPS way, while this object will connect to your backend server in an over an HTTP protocol. So the protocol conversion from HTTPS to HTTP will be taken care by MPGW, which is multi-protocol gateway. There is another use of this multi-protocol gateway. So you can, if you are using RESTful web service in your organization, so web service proxy is not the way to go. So normally people use multi-protocol gateway in order to expose web services proxy to their clients. So this is how multi-protocol gateway works. There are other uses as well of the multi-protocol gateway. So you can utilize MPGW to host a SFTP gateway in your organization, such that inside your organization people will see this MPGW as an FTP gateway. So you provide you will distribute username and password to your clients inside your organization and say that, hey, whenever you need to do a transfer to that particular vendor, do an FTP. You provide the IP address and the port name of the Datapower, and inside your organization people will look at this object as an FTP site. But you can configure the MPGW to negotiate SFTP on people's behalf. So on the one side, the people inside your organization is connecting with your Datapower via FTP, while you are transferring file to to your business partner or particular vendor via SFTP. So these are a couple of things that can be done with MPGW. MPGW is clearly an advanced topic, and it has much more capabilities than what I have described. But these are the typical scenarios which are particularly or widely used in industry. So enough talks, let's go ahead and see a particular use case in which your clients are connecting to the Datapower using an HTTPS protocol, while you will be connecting to the backend server in via HTTP protocol. So let's kick start. Go to the multi-protocol gateway, and I have created one for that. Let me click on that. Yeah, so I am now here. I have configured this multi-protocol gateway so that clients can connect to this gateway in an HTTPS way, while this gateway is connecting to the backend server in an HTTP way. So let me tell you how to configure a multi-protocol gateway. First, you need to provide a name of it. then an optional summary. Then you need to provide what type of backend system you are. So there is an option that you can connect to a static backend, and there is an option that you can connect with a dynamic backend. Dynamic backend is for dynamic routing, which is an advanced topic, so I will not touch in this introductory video. I will choose a static backend. Once you choose that, you need to provide a backend URL. This backend URL must contain the protocol name. So as you can see, this is over HTTP, and I am trying to connect with AWS over here. So this is the backend URL to which I want to connect. Leave XML manager and MPGW policy as default. So initially, when you configure a multi-protocol gateway, the MPGW policy will be like none. So you need to choose the default. Leave other options as default, URL rewrite policy, etc. Next, you need to configure the request and response type. So request type we expect as a non-XML, because we are trying to access the Amazon Web Service through this gateway, and so the URL so the request type is usually a non-XML. It's not a JSON. Response type is pass-through. The reason being, we want all content from Amazon website to pass through the client, which includes audio, video, all contents. So, and we do not want it to be processed by the Datapower or even looked into the Datapower. So we have selected the pass-through. So there is a difference between non-XML and pass-through. Whenever you select non-XML, the Datapower will allow non-XML content through the Datapower. I mean, it will allow the communication. But even if it allows, it will look inside that communication and try to shape it in a customized way. If you don't want that behavior, you need not choose the pass-through. You need not choose the non-XML. You need to choose the pass-through. So the bottom line is that if you want Datapower to look inside your content, non-XML content, then choose non-XML. If you don't want your Datapower to look inside your content, then choose pass-through. There is a downside of it. Whenever you choose a pass-through, Datapower will not look inside your content, and as a result, the policies which you configure over here inside the multi-protocol gateway policy, which we will discuss in another video, will not be invoked. So that's the downside of it. Leave other options as default, because you do not want a flow control Datapower to control the flow. There are other options as well, so I will suggest for the present purpose, leave them as default, because they are good in their default mode. Now the next important thing to configure over here is front side handler. Front side handler is something to which your clients will connect. Now you want your clients to connect on the SSL protocol. So you need to configure a SSL HTTPS front side handler. Once you click it, and once you try to configure an HTTPS front side handler, you will see there are various parameters over here. First, you need to provide a name, optional comment, on which IP you want that handler to be installed, the port number, you can choose it. Leave this portion as default. Allow methods and version. This is the allowed HTTP methods. Whichever you want to choose, you can choose. It's better to allow get method and remove the put method. So you can do that, but it's up to you which HTTP method you want to allow with the data through the Datapower. Leave other options as default, and the most important point which you need to configure is the SSL proxy. How to configure an SSL proxy is a separate topic, and I will touch base upon that in another video, but I will tell you what is the purpose of this. SSL proxy basically encapsulates the overall SSL handshake and communication that is happening over the SSL layer. Here, what we are configuring is, we are configuring a proxy in such a way that Datapower is acting as a SSL server. So to an endpoint user, Datapower is a SSL server. So you need to provide a identification credential over here. So if you try to click it, it will say that you need to configure several objects and then a reverse crypto profile. You can refer to another video where I have configured the crypto profile. So you need to configure the crypto profile of the data power, and once everything goes right, you have the handler in the up state. So I have configured one handler beforehand because it will take quite a lot of time to configure a handler. So I have configured it, and you can see that it has a reverse crypto profile installed over here. If you go to the reverse crypto profile, it has identification credentials installed over here. So this way I have configured the SSL front side handler. Now I'm taking a pause, and I will as an aside, I will make you aware about few things. In many of my videos I cross-reference that you need to see my another video and you need to go there to know how to configure a particular functionality. This is because of the reason that a top level object in the data power, for example an MPGW, is composed of many objects, many loosely coupled objects. Each objects have their own configuration, and if I try to create a top level object from ground up, it will take a whole lot of time. So how I tackle with this situation is that I create most of the objects in the tutorial video itself, but if that is not possible because of time constraints, then I create some of the complex objects just like this front side protocol handler uh, separately, and then I attach it over here, and then I try to create a separate video in which I exclusively show you how to create an HTTP front side handler. So please excuse me for that. Now once we have created it, you can just created all other things. You can just click on apply, and you have that object in the up state. Now I need to access Amazon Web Service, which is running on HTTP protocol via this HTTPS object. So let me see what is the IP and the port. I think the IP is something like 10.202.4.254. So I will copy it and I will make it like this: HTTPS. Then I will have to just collect the port. So the port number is 449. So I go here and I make it like 449, and I make it like this, and let's see what happens. Oh, so we are on Amazon. Now you can try to play around in Amazon. So for example, if I try to click this video, let's see what happens. Yes, so the video is playing. Right, so the video is playing. So I can only say that multi-protocol gateway is a very powerful object, and it can be utilized in many more novel ways than one is shown over here. I have just tried to explain you how to use data power as an SSL endpoint in such a way that your clients connect with the data power using HTTPS, while your object is negotiating with the backend or communicating with the backend over HTTP channel. This has a huge advantage, and this has a really big uses inside an enterprise. So that's all for this video for the multi-protocol gateway. Thanks for watching. This is Sachita.